Right, next is Hudaco, okay? This one is also involved with the distribution and import and supply of branded goods in the engineering, consumables, industrial environment. So they've got a big business which is in pumps, they've got a sizable operation in security equipment, and they also are players in that bearings market with a business called Bearing International. Big player. It's been around forever as well. Hubert Davies and Co. was established right in Johannesburg at the time of the gold mines being formed. It's had an interesting couple of years because they did an empowerment deal in 2007 for which they got into a world of trouble with SARS, which they eventually settled recently with a 312 million rand fine. But it could have been worse. We'll see the share chart in a minute, and you'll see the share price actually went up after they finalized that. Market cap 4.3 billion rand. Price to earnings ratio is showing on my system here as 2,124, which is quite high, but it's possible because the fine, etc., depresses the profits, the share price, you get the picture. Dividend yield, not too bad, 3.65. So how do we feel about the chaps at Hudaco?
So they've come through a very difficult period. That claim by SARS, which was in excess of R1 billion, was putting a severe...
Seemed to me they got bent over by their corporate finance team on that transaction.
Yes, yeah, and the SENS announcement setting out the terms of the settlement was quite explicit,
scathing,
in terms of that.
So
but
in other words, they argued they were poorly advised.
Correct,
and that they could see in the end that SARS had a point.
Yes, and I think to SARS's credit, they were somewhat understanding, and I think that 312 million rand fine was actually the best outcome they could have expected. That was putting a severe overhang on the share and just the overall environment. That has been cleared up. And I think what you've seen off the back of that, they actually came out with an early trading statement. Their period end is only the end of May. And they put one out already during May saying that earnings will be up at least 20% from what was a good first half the previous half. So you've seen the share price recover.
So there's the settlement move when they announced that, so it pops up to the current level.
Yeah, and now this one's at record high. So we've sort of painted the picture of a tough industry environment. Notwithstanding that, their performance appears to be very good. I think what they've been good at is making good bolt-on fill-in acquisitions. This recent Partquip acquisition that they did.
That's auto spares business.
Yes, and that's quite a big part of their business as well, the auto consumables. I assume that's adding quite a lot of value, performing quite nicely, and we're seeing it coming through in the results.
CEO Stephen Connolly stepping down, but another internal appointment. Graham Dunford, I think, is his name. So that looks like the same kind of management outlook. That's all good. Okay, now this one has bounced after a tough period, but as you say, trading fairly well. How are you calling it, hot or not?
Yeah, I think if they can do well in this environment, it's a strong management team. I'm going to go hot.
Okay, good. And also the benefit of potentially having an earnings reporting cycle now, which starts to look more favorable given all the difficulties of the past. Okay, so we're going to call this one hot. I'll join you on that.